All right, we're good.
Hey. Oh, the camera's on me. There's no camera. Both of us will put it on you.
Hey, welcome to the listening show. A show you can listen to. Hey, Walter. Hey, buddy. What are you doing over there? Yeah. I was just wondering.
What were you, what were you wondering?
You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
All right. So I was wondering, imagine a boardroom full of important CEO moguls, right? And they're all fighting over assets. Okay?
Yeah, I see where this is going.
And now everybody's wanting a piece of these assets. But but they cannot figure out a way to divide
to get that assets.
To get that assets. Okay. Anyway. But then they're all talking over each other and they're having issues with communication in that way. And so my advice to them, if I was to give them advice, I would probably recommend something along the lines of maybe you guys should listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, to each other. In that scenario, you CEO moguls.
But should there be like some kind of program where they can all listen?
They could learn how. There's, courses. There's plenty of books, self-help novels. And the listening show.
That's a good idea.
They could learn how to listen here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long was that? That was like a minute long.
It was too long.
That felt like 3 minutes.
Yeah. My bad.
No, good job.
We have to do that bit every time we start.
Yeah, that's the point. It has to be as long and obnoxious as possible.
I want to tell them what was happening right before this show started.
Oh, okay.
So we came out here. It's what is it? Columbus Day?
Oh, yeah. Monday. It's the day right after we recorded the first freaking episode. That was yesterday.
We anticipated it'd be a week until we did another one, but I had today off, and you were like, I want to go out there and I want to fix the cabling, and I wanted to change the mics, and we wanted to do some work.
Yes, and I want to interrupt really quick about what happened before the beginning of the episode by saying I wanted to fix the cameras, and I kind of did. I eliminated the third one and put the two here, and got a different higher Gen 2 USB 3.1 hub, and now it works better. At least it looks better. Yeah. Also, we stuck the cameras on a separate table so that it doesn't shake, which is so much less annoying to watch.
Yeah, now we can flip the table, no problems, in our rage and anger.
Yeah. Anyway, so we improved some stuff.
And we were like, hey, while we're out there, we should just go ahead and do an episode. And they were like, yeah, sure. And then we knew there was a lot of work to be done here, and so I kind of was aware, like, we're going to be a little tired. I got a sore throat, things like that. And I had maybe a half-hour work. I got it done pretty quick, but you were probably working for a little over an hour and working on stuff. And I was like, he's going to be too tired to do the podcast. I was thinking, he's not going to want to do it. He's just going to be just passed out on the floor. And then sure enough, I was inside hanging out with my family, waiting for you to be done. And I came out here, and your face first planted on the carpet, like with your arms back behind you. And I was like, you're not going to do the podcast today, are you? He's like, I'd be fine if we didn't.
And then you said something. Go ahead, sorry.
Well,
you weren't done yet, I guess.
No, that was the important part.
You were nagging me to do it, and then I laughed because I just thought, like, what if you did the show? You said you'll do the show yourself. And I said, what if you did the show and the second camera is on me, on my backside on the floor? So it cuts between you and me.
Just dead on the floor and be like, hey, buddy, what are you doing?
And then it cuts to me, and I'm just...
Crickets, yeah. Yeah.
And we will probably end up doing that sometime.
For sure.
At least we'll do like something.
Gotta do it for the bit.
At least we'll do something like, Mother of God, yeah.
I only bring that up because I wanted to say thank you for doing it with me and tolerating me.
I was bitching because I was gonna say, I know that it's okay for our show if I am like, if you did it by yourself and I was like asleep, like we can do whatever we want to do. But I was like, this is only the second episode. I feel like I can't do that stuff. We have to warm people up to it. And he's like, no, we can just do whatever we want.
I still give you. I give you permission. So that
gave me like the encouragement, like, okay, if I'm like tired as balls and my day is ruined, I can still do the show. And Zach doesn't care. So hopefully you guys.
I don't. I'd be happy. You still have my permission if you just want to just lay down, take a nap.
Thank you. See that's why it's so
Go
special.
ahead.
It's the free will.
This is adjustable. You can just kind of do something. You lay down and talking into the microphone. Like Chris Griffin.
That's tempted, but I'll just sit here quietly and speak quietly, and we'll do it like this today.
We don't commit to doing another hour like we did though.
Yeah,
because you're hungry. we want to play a game, and then maybe we'll talk about our childhood.
Oh yeah, that was our topic idea for today. Because we kind of talked about our friendship and but not our childhoods or childhoods. Which who knows what kind of can of worm hairs that's going to open.
Childhood. You want to start with childhood, or you want to take a nap?
I want to take a childhood.
Take a child. I want to talk about childhood.
Let's talk about taking naps. Let's start with a demonstration.
Okay.
No, you said childhood and naps. Like, they go together really well.
Yeah.
I saw you reaching for the laughter button.
Yeah, I was gonna press a button. I just want to. It feels overdue for a button. Let's do this again. Welcome to Nap Time with the Listening Show. Thank you for joining us.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Soundbite. Shut up. It's time for nap.
Anyway.
Okay, childhood. So we're gonna just jump around, and I'm gonna say
you like your childhood better than. Well, mine was great.
You're going. Okay. Well, you have a question for me about my childhood?
Yeah.
Because I have one for you.
Yeah, what? I don't have one yet.
This is kind of a childhood question. What was your perfect day?
Oh.
Like, okay, so for me,
Oh.
I'm 6 years old and I'm in the sandbox and the sun is beating on my beautiful, flowing, bright blonde hair.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
And I'm putting sand in my pants because that's just what you do. And then I walk inside. I
just tucking it
shovel.
in.
I'm not kidding. And then I go inside, and then I just feel the sand running down my legs, and I track it throughout the house. And then Dad gets mad, and so what I do is I just push it down the air vent because that's where it goes. But anyway,
That's
6 years old. 6 years old. Sunshine sandbox. That is like a perfect childhood for me. Like, so what's yours?
Perfect childhood. It's something similar. I used to garden a lot when I was really young, like 7 and 8. And so my sandbox was dirt, and I'd go and plant stuff in the garden.
Did you plant like Hot Wheels cars?
Because
that's what I did in the sandbox. I'd bury Hot Wheels cars.
And then you'd water it every day, hope it grew into a Hot Wheels tree.
Well, we put water in a sandbox that's separate. Yeah, but did you plant actual plants or just bury stuff in the garden?
So what I think of when I think of the dirt is I do gardening, but then the garden would also become a landscape that was like a creative place where, I'd have dirt mound formations, and those would be buildings, and then I'd imagine, people and cars and things, and then I'd destroy some of it and, go all Godzilla on the railroad tie garden that I made. I don't know that so when you talk about your perfect day, you're not talking about a specific date. You're talking about these would be the things
like
that
image.
happened.
If there was a picture taken of me as a child at my happiest moment, it would be me as a 6-year-old in a sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
So you think between 7 and 8 years old in a garden?
No, I'm thinking that maybe your idea rubbed off on me. Let me think about that a little bit more. But in the meantime, you can talk about your actual childhood if you want.
Oh, I don't want you to. I want you to listen when I'm telling you about my childhood.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'll think of something right now. I imagine waking up early and Mom and Dad made pancakes. And that's already a good day.
Yeah. Shoot, my parents have made pancakes as an adult, so you're already at a good start as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So pancakes was like, yeah. And then watching Looney Tunes.
I was going to say cartoons, like Looney Tunes specifically on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And we played them on Saturday.
My dad owned all the Looney Tunes on DVD, and so we would go down every Saturday. Sometimes he'd make eggs, sometimes he'd make pancakes, and then we'd go downstairs in the basement and we'd watch Looney Tunes on DVD.
On DVD?
Yeah, he had the whole
You had
DVD.
DVDs back then?
Yeah, it was like one of the earliest DVD players. I was like 7.
Well, see, you were 7?
Yeah, it was like 2002.
And how much older am I than you?
You're 2.5 years older than me.
Okay, well, DVDs must have just come out because
They were fresh.
Because when I was, that old VCR, what you did is you had a VCR and you recorded the television onto the VCR, and then you watched those only 2 episodes later.
Yeah, and so like you'd miss the first 30 seconds of it, and they have commercials.
Because you always try to cut commercials, and so there's always these awkward cuts when the show starts and stops.
yeah.
Like VCRs, we're touching on the childhood fun stuff.
Yeah, all my friends had VCRs. We were the special family that Dad was all into technology, so he got a DVD player pretty early.
Sounds like you were a spoiled asshole.
Yeah.
You also had consoles. How old were you when you got your first video game console?
That's a great question. I was 8.
You were 8.
Yeah,
So
I got it. You want to guess?
GameCube
64. Nintendo
Anyway,
64.
so you're 8 years old, which makes me 10 or 11. I didn't get one until I was like 14.
Yeah.
So
Well,
spoiled asshole.
yeah.
It's all about hating each other for what each other doesn't.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
kidding.
disagree that I was very blessed growing up, and maybe I am an asshole, and for that. But we got the 64 for Christmas, and it was weird because it was like mine, but it wasn't mine because you have to share it with your sisters. You know, that's what they said. They said to
Man,
me.
Here we keep going on these rabbit holes. So my brothers and I had to take turns on the Xbox.
Yeah, you get like
And
15
as
minutes.
punishment,
Uh-huh.
That's a different track I was going on, but you mentioned your sisters. So as punishment, we couldn't play. For my sister's punishment, if she ever did something wrong, it meant she had to play.
What?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
because she didn't,
Wow,
'cause
she hated
She
it.
hated playing. So naturally,
Yeah, young
the
lady, you play video games right now.
and she was all disappointed in playing. And then we were us brothers. You're like, what's wrong with you? This is awesome. And then I remember that sometimes when she played during a punishment, she's like, this is fun. And we're like, I know. Screw
I've
you
never
for
heard
getting
that.
punished by playing games.
That's so silly. Okay, so can I tell about my punishment in video games and what I think of?
Yes.
I told this story on I made a YouTube video a long time ago and I told the story, but I figured out pretty quickly that one of the punishments my dad and mom like to do is if my sisters and I were fighting over a video game, they would take away your favorite video game. And so they'd be like, we'd be playing and no, you can't. I want it to be Yoshi. And then we'd hear, the door creak behind us and they'd be like, hey, you guys fighting? Yeah, we're fighting. And then you'd be like, all right, what's your favorite video game? And we'd be like, Mario Party 2. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
And then
now I remember
he'd
the story.
just take Mario Party 2 and put it in his pocket and he'd go hide it in the closet and we'd be like, so I figured that out immediately. And then when my other sister and I were playing video games and fought over that one, the same thing happened. He came in there, what's your favorite video game? I was like, the worst video game I could think of.
Yeah.
And of course my sister was like, oh, it's Mario Party 2. That's obviously our favorite game. And of course, now he's like, yep, that's.
Now I'm angry.
Yeah.
I am angry.
I am angry. Yeah. I was so upset. Yeah. That was pretty sad for me.
Okay, so is that the end of that story? Because I'm thinking back to something you were saying. One of those
When I had the 64.
Well, that's even further back
Yes.
than I was thinking. You were saying 15-minute turns. That's how it started for me and my brothers. I remember it went up to 30 minutes and then went up to an hour. And then it finally became, I think we delegated the time ourselves, but it didn't work and it kept getting larger increments because our parents realized it didn't do anything to deter us from playing because when we weren't playing and we were waiting for our turn, we were watching them play while we waited. So it's like we were all playing the game anyway.
Yeah.
So they just
Nothing ever got done.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. So
That's funny.
times. There was a time when we had to read. If you want to play an hour, you have to read an hour first. You have to read that same amount of time before you can play it.
That's your parents did the same thing my parents did for a little bit.
And
It was like as
I
much
think
time
the
as you
most-
spent reading.
I think the most I got to is 3 hours a day, but I was reading a lot.
Yeah, I bet. I just remember being like, I'd have the book open and I'd be so distracted with the fact that I'm going to get to play video games exactly how long I look at this book. I'd like stop reading because I was thinking about the video game I was going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, what was it? I read a lot, but I did not comprehend a lot.
Yeah. Kind of zoom through.
Do you know the name of the books that you'd read? Because there was a series of books.
I remember some of the earliest books I read.
For some reason, I feel like you would have read some of the same books, but there are these books that were, I think they were separated by grade. So if you're first, second, third, and the comprehension and the thickness and the size of the text changed. There was a lot of depressing stories in there. Most of them, I remember them being about log cabin stuff, like from the
Or dogs dying.
there's
a whole bunch about dogs
1900 stuff. And I just thought that's what reading was.
Yeah,
because that's
it's
all I
about-
was reading.
Yeah.
The only, and I read so many stories from that time period. The only story I liked was about the Pilgrims and the first Thanksgiving. I loved that story.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that stuff was so depressing. And
Yeah.
I was like, why would anyone like to read? This is dumb. I was dumb. I didn't realize that there was more to books than the
punchline is
1800
that you were reading history books.
Yeah,
It's like,
and I
why is
just-
all this reading
this is
depressing?
dumb.
And it turns out that's just like your schoolwork. Like, I hate reading.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
history. I don't know why that was. I don't know why that was the topic of or the subject of the stories. I guess it's because it was clean, and wholesome stuff. Oh,
Sure.
minus death.
I remember the earliest books that I was reading were Bob books. Do you remember Bob books?
That sounds so familiar.
Bob
Can you describe like what it looked like?
They're about this big. They're
Like
about
thickness?
Yeah, they're just like squares.
No. Yeah, they're like this. That is the size of the book.
Yeah. And there was no words longer than 4 letters. It was like frog on toad. Toad jump high. You know, like it was like that.
Man, I wish I could see one.
Yeah.
This is when we get.
There's some serious
Jamie,
character.
pull that shit up.
Yeah, I know. Right? This was some serious character development stuff
wanna
in
see
those
that.
Bob books. Yeah. You can imagine. Can you imagine the sort of ride that you'd go on when is frog jump on toad? Is toad?
I liked something about the books. I think it was the color.
They're very vibrant.
They're like, it was like a bright blue,
Yeah.
a red, and a green, and
we had
yellow.
a set of like 8. And I think that
This is fun.
Yeah.
This is like walking into a Blockbuster
Oh,
or smelling
hey.
Play-Doh or
Yeah.
doing something that just triggers your memories.
Yeah.
Bob's books. Wow.
Bob
Whoa.
books. Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you smell like that's where I used to live. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, have you done, well, of course you've done that. You've walked into your house after having been gone for so long. The longest I was away from home was like a month. Came home and I smelled my house. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That happened with childhood stuff too. Like you would actually store stuff in storage downstairs. You open a box like pictures or something or books.
Smells like
and you
10
open it,
years
it's just
ago.
like, whoa, it's the strangest thing.
Yeah. I think that time smells different than other times. Sometimes like really good plastic crate can seal that in there.
Accidentally sealed some old time in there.
Makes me want to like fart in one and then just like leave it for 10 years and be like, that's what my farts used to smell like.
that aged
That's
well.
pretty gross, but all right.
It'll age well. Or
What I thought of,
Go ahead. No, I'm drinking too. So
what I thought of when we were talking about books that we used to read and stuff is how, because I was homeschooled, and I remember being like 5 and getting my first phonics book and being like, I just aced that shit. That was so easy, and I just remember feeling like Einstein. I was so smart. I was like, oh my goodness, phonics? Are you kidding me? This stuff is like I could do this in my sleep. Yeah, phonics.
can you describe
man.
one of those books?
It was just like teaching, phonics, right? Like
No.
phonics is the stuff that's like rules of writing that everybody just knows. That's the joke. I thought you'd laugh when I said that.
Oh,
'Cause it's
well,
like,
that's ironic because I
phonics,
don't.
like,
Apparently
yes,
I don't know what that is.
I just made phonics my you know what?
No idea.
Yeah. You want me to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me out. I don't know what phonics are.
moving on. No, it's like the earliest thing you learn in preschool is phonics. It's like what sounds make. Like
Okay,
A
so you
makes
mean-
this sound,
you mean
B makes this sound. Yeah.
You mean enunciation and sounds of letters, and you mean like
Things together.
long A, dotted A, so short vowels, long owls, and then
That's even more complex than what it is.
okay. So phonics are more
Yeah, phonics is like A makes the a sound or a sound, or B makes buh.
okay.
Like, whoa, yeah, I got this down pat.
It's been so long since I learned, I forgot. That's
Yeah.
my excuse. I don't know how phonics work.
Yeah.
You meant basic bitch English stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's the first thing that anybody ever learns in like life when you're learning what words are, is what sounds the
Wait,
letters
isn't
make.
that your ABCs? Isn't the ABC song the first thing you learn?
I think phonics, technically ABCs might be like a sub-parameter of phonics.
I think you learn the song first.
ABC. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's Twinkle Twinkle Star too.
I know that, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna make sure.
A, B, C, D, twinkle star.
Yeah.
How I
Little-
wonder, E, F, G.
Yeah. That's not even the right part of the song.
Is it
How
not?
I
Okay, whatever.
wonder,
You're right, it's
EFG.
not. A, twinkle, C, D.
Yeah.
You're right, you got it. Yeah, I didn't realize that was wrong.
Up above the XYZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. I learned math really early. I loved math when I was younger. That changed quick.
What was your favorite subject
Math.
in the
No
beginning?
question.
Was it math?
Yeah, man. I was really, really good. I finished college algebra before I got to high school because I loved math.
I
My
liked
mom let me.
math up until like 14, 15 years old. And then we missed it for a year or two. Completely out of math. And then when I got back to it, I forgot everything and I was too frustrated. But English forever was always like, I finished that, was it 2 years or 3 years early? I was just done.
Yeah, you're a good writer, so that works
Thanks. I wish I had actually, like, I actually cared about the grammar rules. They were so interesting. There's no reason why I should remember things.
out.
but
You like parameters and rules.
I like arbitrary rules. And that is exactly what English is. A bunch of arbitrary rules.
There's no reason why grammar should do what it does.
The English language is really bad.
It's not good.
It's not.
But that's why you like it.
Because it's stupid. And
you like it.
Yep. I like it.
No, so I was going to say the exact same thing. I was done with like college algebra before I got to high school. And then maybe 3 years later, I was in like a junior in high school. And one of my friends like came up to me and like, I'm just having a hard time with this algebra lesson. I was like, girl, I got you. And I looked at it, it's like, I don't know what that is. It was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I was going to say something about English in college, but I realized that's not childhood anymore.
We can talk about whatever we want.
Nope, there's so much in childhood. Okay. I'm going to try to think of a question for you unless you think of one
You
first.
were homeschooled too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I did have childhood being 18 years old, I guess, below, because then you're technically an adult. I had public school for my senior year, so I had that for 1 year, but otherwise, yeah, homeschool.
I want to compare, if at some point, maybe I want you to ask what you want to ask first, but remind me, at some point, I want to compare our homeschool experiences.
Do it now because I don't have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what was your homeschool day like?
At its at its prime, I'd get up at 5:30 because I thought I was smart, but I was dumb. So if I get up really early and do the work early, I can get done earlier. Yeah, that's true, but you also have to go to bed earlier so you can get up earlier, so you're up just as long.
Yeah.
But in my mind, no.
Yeah.
I'm saving time by doing. So I get up at 5:30 and I do the English stuff first because it was easy. Then I go back to bed because that's when you have good dreams. If you get up early and go back to bed. And then I got back up and did everything. And I was done by, I could get done as soon as noon, but usually, well, even sooner some days. But I could get done so soon. Yeah.
That's bizarre. That's very similar to what I would do. I learned, my mom was pretty involved with my learning up until a certain age. And I think I was maybe 5th or 6th grade before she would set out the work you had to finish by the end of the day. And then, with people who were self-motivated, more like me.
Oh yeah, I'm just remembering like the calendar that she would write to show like what you had to do, so you knew. You look and you go, anyway,
yeah.
She'd write your work first,
so I knew.
Up to you.
Yeah, it was up to me to just do it, and I would just put it at her desk. But at the end of the day, so as soon as she sort of this is the thing I realized is that if I woke up at 8, like my sisters did, and I got up and did things, I found that I'd get caught up in the homework and the stuff with everybody else, and mom would be wanting to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I just have to explain what I'm doing more. And I could, when I'm in my head, I just get this done faster if I just did it. And, if I'm wrong, then she can correct me quicker than I can explain what I did wrong and then have her correct me. So what I started doing is getting up at about 5 a.m, and I would get my list and I would go boom, 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 boom through that whole list. I'd be done by noon every day, and I would go play. And sometimes that changed because she'd be like, all right, no, we're going to do a lesson together. And we'd have to do a lesson together too.
Yeah, sometimes it was that, or what she'd do is she'd grade the work toward the end of the day. So like 3 o'clock, I'd be off like noon, having my day off, and then 3 o'clock, Walter, I'm like,
oh, dang
and
it.
your school, your day off is you go back to school. So there's like a midday corrections, or if there were assignments you had to do with her, like an oral test or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you do as soon as you can do your own stuff, you just do it, and so you can pretend you're done at least.
Yeah. When I got to high school and stuff, we did a cooperative with a bunch of other kids.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We always had, I think you probably know this. You don't talk about how you're homeschooled a lot, but I think when people do ask you, probably more than anything, the thing they ask you is, how'd you get socialized? Like, when'd you hang out with friends?
Was it the stereotypical con is homeschoolers are antisocial, but the pro is that they're smart?
Yeah, that's more or less the stereotype. But
stereotype, is that what I said?
God knows we're idiots, but we were educated well.
Yeah.
Yeah, decently.
We're idiots that know our shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Don't mess with me. No, I got socialized because of my neighbors for the most part. But until once I got to junior high, we started doing cooperatives, which
you got
is like
co-ops. You got more than me.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how the fuck did I get socialized?
Yeah. What'd you do?
I had neighbors. Yeah, I had one neighbor who'd come over like all the time, and like, and that's about it. I don't know. I don't know how I got socialized. I probably didn't. I don't know. Maybe
that explains some shit, man.
Maybe that does.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if there's a homeschooling book. It's like how to be social.
Yeah.
Good thing I learned it.
Yeah.
Now I'm a freaking genius.
Right. Well, there's definitely a good, and this is sort of jumping a little bit off ship, but there's definitely a good and bad way to be homeschooled. And I feel pretty fortunate that my mom was well aware that some homeschoolers can be a bit antisocial. So she would my mom would take us up to retirement homes like every week, and we would hang out with the elderly, and we'd just make friends with Gertith and Judah over at
Girthy. That wasn't even funny.
Girthy.
That sounds like something you'd say
It's
by
like
accident.
Gertrude and Dorothy together.
It sounds like what you'd say as like a 4-year-old Girthy, and like she's like, "That's not her name."
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Girthy. Stop it. I can't breathe. Shoot. Dang it. I knew this would happen eventually.
I knew this would happen.
I know it.
Oh my goodness.
We had some good friends at the retirement home. But there was a bit of a weird thing when I'd hang out with, kids slightly older than me, because I never saw kids slightly older than me. And so I'd be like, I don't really know how to behave with people older than me. But I figured it out eventually. Once I got to co-op, and there was probably 60 to 100 people in that co-op. And we'd do that once a week, and that's where I figured out dominance hierarchies and how to be a cool kid and how to have a clique and what to do with that.
I thought of this earlier randomly, but I want to ask you: were you ever susceptible to peer pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ask me that about right now.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like my shoes? Everybody else here, besides you in this room, likes my shoes.
Yeah. No, I would be like, even if I hated them, I'd probably be like, yeah, I like those.
Anyway,
I've gotten better about that since I've gotten older. I'm just saying, sometimes there's times when I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I want to fit in.
I think I was thinking this earlier. I've never, ever had that problem. You know me, you'd guess as much, but like, I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't.
So,
which is
but
a good and a bad
because
thing.
I wasn't socialized. So
yeah,
that's
maybe.
part of how you fit in those.
You've gotten better at that too. You probably started getting a lot of socializing when we met, like at improv.
That was right about when it started. So, I was 16.
I often what is the word? I often malign you for your anti-socialism when at that age, and there's a lot that I criticized you for on our early friendship. But I remember I've told you plenty of times, but boy, to meet you now as opposed to meeting you then, it's like a lot different, because you were very antisocial for a minute. But
yeah, I still am. The difference is I understand that I am, and so I can.
You kind of know the game now.
Kind of.
It's a game, but yeah. That's what I mean when I say peer pressure. It's like, I'm going to play the game, because I don't want to be left out.
Yeah. Man, we keep hopping back up to freaking
like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go. Random. This one has come in my mind a few times. What's the earliest memory you can think of? So for me, I don't know how old I was. I bet it was before I was 6, maybe not, but it's random. Going downstairs into storage and looking in the toy boxes, which for us, I don't know if you remember, were like these barrels that are about 2 or 3 feet high, or tubs, I should say. They were colored. There's like either this turquoise one or a blue one, or there's a beige red one.
And they were 90s
yellow.
colors.
And then they had white rope handles on the ends.
Yeah.
You could fill those with water, and you could get in them. Oh my gosh, coolest thing.
Yeah.
We use those to store toys. And I went down there looking, and I found a Buzz Lightyear action figure, which of course is the coolest shit back then.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It was a big one. And I just dug, and I found it, and I was like, I didn't know we had this. And it was like the coolest thing, and now who knows where it is. But that, or something with toys and digging one up is probably my first memory. And isn't it true, like for most guys, our memory only goes back as far as like 6, but on average, girls can remember things younger, like 4, something like that?
Oh, I know
On
personally
average.
I was reading something at some point that said memory directly associates with when you're walking. So you can start remembering images when you start walking, and then when you start talking, then it's like you can remember stuff really well. Like my sister was talking really, really early, and she says she can remember some things when she was like 1. And I believe her because she can recall
that. And I hear stories about such specific things, and then in the story, there's always like a validation for, and this is how I know I was one because I was told, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I was going to bring that up when I told you my earliest memories, because there's a lot of muddying when it's that long ago, and when there's so like it's very plausible that my earliest memories are borrowed because I either watched a home video or something.
Shoot, yeah, I don't know how many of my memories are completely compromised because
or
I've
someone
seen
told
them on
me.
tape.
Sure. So the one thing I remember that I know I remember because I've seen pictures of it is I remember wearing a top hat and having a mullet and wearing a diaper, and that's it, and running around chasing my sister around the coffee table. And I remember I was faster than her despite her being older than me, and I loved that. I loved that power. I love that.
It was the hat.
Yeah, it was the hat, top hat mullet. There's pictures of it too, where I'm just like just stumbling, rumbling. I had like a 6-pack when I was 1. I was a shredded little boy.
Shoot. Wait. What's your earliest memory?
That's one of the earliest. The other early one I remember is I remembered that there was a lot of times when I could not sleep, and so I'd roll off the bed and I'd wedge myself underneath the bed. So I had that feeling of like pressure, which is weird, but I still like that.
Oh, wait. So you mean under the bed? Do you mean underneath the mattress in the frame, or like
Either or. I think that particular bed was really low to the ground, and it was just like I was strong enough as like a very young boy to lift it up and scooch underneath it. And my mom has told stories about how she's gone in my room, seen I wasn't there, freaked out, looked around the house, and then came back and saw my hand sticking out from under the bed and was like, ah, and then she I'm lifted up, and I'm just like, like, hi, just like comfy under the bed.
get out of my room?
Yeah.
But
I'm playing Minecraft.
I think I've done that. I think I've shimmied underneath the mattress, so like the springs, whatever that bed frame is, but just getting underneath there and just like, yeah, okay, cool, I did it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay here though.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
It
like-
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't remember that explicitly, but that sounds like. Speaking of which, this is something we love doing, but now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it's not normal. Me and my brothers used to like to, the big. Of course you do. The big metal fans like Uncle Buzzy has, whatever. The awesome high-powered ones.
They're amazing. Factory grade.
Yes. What we would do is we'd take our blanket and we'd wrap the edge of it over the top of the fan, so that it would create like this blanket wind tunnel. Mm-hmm. And then we would just
Be under that.
lay in the tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was the coolest freaking thing. And then in the summertime, it was better because it was more. But then we only had one fan. So my brothers and I had to take turns. Like, okay, it's my turn in the blanket. We'd stay up late when we're supposed to be sleeping, wanting to just take turns in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Or
awesome.
did you do this? Did you we'd wrap ourselves in the blanket and lay over the vent? Whether it was hot or cold. And just take it all in.
And you just create like a dome like in there, and then the air would eventually kind of
Felt
puff
so
it out.
good.
Yeah.
And then Dad, of course, it's funny, the things you see retroact or whatever. As a kid, it makes sense. As an old, cynical person, it makes total sense. But he's like, stop doing that. You're taking up all the air. You're wasting the air. You're paying to warm up the house and cool down the house, and you're doing that. You're really. I'm thinking, well, I'm getting warm and cool.
Yeah.
It's working. I don't know.
Yeah. It's working for me. I don't know
just
your
like
problem. Yeah.
Change the temperature, or leaving water running, or leaving the lights on. I get all that stuff now. But as a kid, you're like, what's your problem?
Yeah, I know. So when you played pretend, What'd you play?
We played, and I called it this, not knowing that's not what it's called. Imaginate.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Not imagine. Let's imaginate this.
Yeah, imagine pretend I'm doing this. That's what we called it. Pretend I'm a horse and I'm running really fast and I'm very strong. And pretend I can
it was
jump across
that.
this cliff.
But it was an activity we do together, and let's imaginate. Same thing, but that's why I called it.
If there was one word that I said more than any other word when I was anywhere from 4 to maybe 7, was probably pretend. Like, pretend I'm this. Because I just wanted to be like everything. I was like, we've made a joke about this before.
Yeah, you can't pretend that you're metal.
Yeah. So I have specific memories of me and my neighbor friend who was like my best friend growing up. But we would be outside and we'd be superheroes. We'd be jumping off the swing set. Pretend I'm strong. And then you'd throw something and you pretend I'm so fast I can do this. And then I remember specifically his older brother came out and he was like 10 or whatever. And he was just like, and we were like, yeah, I'm strong and he's fast and that's what we are. And he was like, well, you know that the best thing to be is to be metal. And then he just walked inside. And And I remember both of us kind of look at each other and say, like, pretend I'm metal. No, I want to pretend I'm metal because but no, you're already strong and you can't be metal and strong. Like, no, pretend I'm a strong metal and you're pretending you're just fast.
Okay, but pretend I saved you.
Yeah.
Pretend I saved you.
Yeah.
And then pretend that you can, and then pretend.
Exactly. Yeah. And
times.
everybody's talking over each other. Pretend this for me. That's how I got my loud voice. I swear. I was pretending so loud.
You had to pretend harder than everybody else and make sure you.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some family friends that we'd see too that with kids our age, and we'd totally play pretend with them too. And we'd often pretend Narnia growing up because we read the C.S. Lewis books.
Yeah.
And so, everybody was always like, Zach, pretend you're Aslan. I was like, I don't want to be Aslan. He's too good and noble. I want to be Mr. Tumnus or something. We'd pretend that. We'd also pretend like, make believe, like unicorns and dragons. There's a lot of that. Oh, here's another one we specifically pretended that I think to this day is like, why did we pretend that for so long? We were obsessed with it. But the movie Spirit, the DreamWorks movie Spirit with the wild Bronco horse. I don't remember anything about that movie except for the scene where they're trying to tame him in the corral. And
I don't know what that movie is.
You never watched Spirit?
I don't know what it is.
Oh my goodness. It's like, I think it's DreamWorks. It's an old movie. I think it was right after Prince of Egypt.
I was going to say it must have been something that came around about that time because I didn't know about that movie either.
I don't know if it's DreamWorks anymore, but it's so specific in my mind that the animation style is very similar. But it was like a big movie back then. And I just remember everybody was like, yeah, pretend I'm Spirit and I'm the fastest horse in all the land, And we'd be running around on all fours in the backyard. That one sticks out because I was like, why was I pretending to be a horse? I don't know much
because I was Spirit, of course.
I was Spirit the horse, the fastest and most strongest horse in all the land. Yeah, we did that a lot. We pretended a lot of things.
Pretended.
Yeah, and everything. The cool thing was that I could jump really high. I could jump off the swing set. That's like a superpower by itself. So it was like, pretend I can jump really high, and it's like I can jump. I got a
question. What is the best part of your childhood, or the part you're most proud of? And I have my answer. If you want me to go first, or
my work ethic by far, and I'll.
That's not a childhood.
Yeah, sure it is.
Okay. I mean, I guess not like that.
I remember.
I thinking about how I asked the question. That is a good answer to that question, but I don't think I worded it right then. Okay. Because for me, is trampolines.
Oh, you're not talking about like the proudest thing.
I'm proud of it, obviously, but I should say happiest, most unique thing, most fun, unique thing that you like. That's my thing.
Okay, I got
trampolines.
The answer.
Okay, so trampolines was my thing. What's your thing?
Minor mics.
What?
Minor mics. Okay, so like Jeepers. You remember Jeepers?
No.
Or like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you meant that.
So imagine Chuck E. Cheese on steroids and super dangerous, and I'm sure they had many lawsuits. That's Minor mics.
That sounds great.
It was amazing.
So what's it called?
Minor mics. Okay. It's like minor as in like for minors.
We allow minors. Okay.
Yeah. So like, they had like hamster tunnel. I call it hamster tunnels, but they're children tunnels that just climbed up to the ceiling, and they're just a labyrinth of tunnels. And then the parents, it were big enough for parents to get in there, but they give the parents kneecaps and stuff so they could crawl in the tunnels and chase the kids. And there was all this netting that you could climb through the netting across things, and
I don't know what
bumper cars.
Do you know where it was?
It's in Camdenton, Missouri, I believe.
Okay, that's not the same place because there was a place like that we went to 2 or 3 times in my childhood where it was like a play place. Freaking punching bags with bunches of them that you walk through. Huge net that was like impossible to crawl over that went over a pit.
Scary.
And then like these tubes that you could just crawl over, and it's just the freaking coolest thing.
There's nothing scarier.
I remember where it was, and it's gone now, but like it was the coolest. I was just, but that sounds, was it huge? Because this place wasn't huge, but it was awesome.
Let me tell you, like when you're a child, you know nothing of terror until your dad is chasing you down like one of those hamster tubes with their knee pads, and you just hear clack, 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 and you hear, he does that big laugh, like, you're just like running for your life, and you're just like, it's so scary. My dad did such a good job. He's so scary too. I'll never forget like that feeling of turning around and seeing dad and just, and then turning the other way. It was so scary. And my sisters have talked about that too. Like, there was nothing scarier than dad being behind you in the tunnel. Because because he'd like crawl all slow, and then he'd do that really, really fast. You're like, oh my god! You thought you were gonna die. It was so scary, and he just relished it. You know,
I would.
If
too.
I was a dad, oh my gosh. I would scare them so bad. Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. That's probably, I think that was that's a good answer for my perfect day.
So what was it? Minor Mike's.
Minor Mike's.
Okay.
I wonder what happened to that place now. I'm kind of.
Oh, it's obviously extinct. Like they're not going to allow something like that to exist.
I would be shocked if it's still alive. And if it is, I'd go back there because the pizza was divine.
I was going to say, the only thing that could be better after something like that is going to get Pizza Hut.
There was a scary basement.
Pizza Hut. Do you remember? Sorry.
Old Pizza Hut, yeah.
You remember what it used to be like?
Yeah. Yeah. The buffet?
I want it so bad right now.
I know.
You know?
I know it.
Okay, I trust you.
I'm gonna do this. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm getting like kind of like warm and fuzzy, but in my brain. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. I am hungry now though. God damn it. I want original. I can remember what both taste like. Old Papa Hut, and Papa Hut. Yeah. And it's not the same at all.
No, Pizza Hut now is nasty.
It's weird because I would describe both versions as being greasy, but it's a totally different kind of greasy. The original one was like buttery, flaky grease. This one's like, if you set it down, there will be a pool of grease that comes out, and it's as gross as you can imagine it to be. I don't know.
Let me qualify my statement.
Almost done. I wonder if that's just bias. I don't think so. I think I remember it being different because it was different, but maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe because it was a kid, it seemed great. Okay, so what were you going to say?
I'm almost positive it's different now, but I was going to say I'll qualify my statement before. I don't want to just like dump on Pizza Hut. There's once in a while where nothing sounds better than the nastiest, most disgusting liquid goop of that Pizza Hut.
And like cheese in the crust. Okay, I changed my mind. I want Pizza Hut now. The cheese in the crust. I go to them for their cheese in the crust pizza.
I'll feel sick. I'll feel sick if I eat it.
Hashtag not sponsored, but hey, pizza Papa Hut. Papa Hut.
Hey, if you
see you soon.
I'll see you soon. That's the 2 men, 1 cave.
2 bears, 1 cave. Bert Kirshner says that to the camera about Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Cite your sources always.
See you soon. That's so perfect. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, you said something about clarifying or justifying your statement.
That's all I was gonna say. I was just gonna say. I said Pizza Hut is nasty. I don't want to just poop in Pizza Hut's mouth without giving it its due. Sometimes you've come in the clutch for me, Pizza Hut, especially when I was in college.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're deviating from childhood, but Pizza Hut in college was.
Pizza Hut in college is what's at.
The personalized pizzas.
Yeah, they're tiny.
They're amazing.
Juicier than ever. Juicier than ever before.
Anyway, all right, childhood. I'll ask the questions. I've been asking questions. Can you think of anything? Just think about your childhood.
What's a bad part of childhood? What's a not good part?
Oh shoot, a bad part? Where do I start? Maybe you should.
Sure, there's bad parts. I can think of a lot, but I'm curious. Like, what's one that you don't mind talking about?
Okay, a bad part of my time. This isn't bad. Like, I'm glad it happened, but the spankings.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I mean, it wasn't pleasant, but I'm glad I got them.
Me too.
Spankings then as a topic. So here's how it worked for us. Level of severity is possible of 9 combinations because you have a number of spankings or layers of
clothing on top
between
of
your ass cheeks
and the spank.
Right. So you have 1 to 3 spankings on your pants, 1 to 3 spankings on your underwear, or 1 to 3 spankings on your bare butt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
that's a heavy ratio there.
And
3 on the bare butt would be like that's
exactly that's level 9.
That's DEFCON 10.
Shoot, what was I gonna say?
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you.
It's
that's
okay.
Just so I get that rate. I get that.
So how did it work for you, spanking wise?
I got a lot because I was super bad. I think I got it on the bare butt a couple times, but. The thing that you didn't want was dad to do it with either.
Oh, there are 19 levels because there was dad or mom. So 9 levels from him, 9 from mom. Yeah. Dad was worse. So if you got dad, 3 bare butt. That was the worst punishment as far as spankings go. There are other punishments.
Yeah.
But in the list of spankings, no, I think there's got to be more than that. There were 2 different paddles. Mm-hmm. None of them were particular. There was one that was worse. There was a generic one which no one cared about, but there was a personally made one which was worse because it was made with love, and so
Yeah.
it was the principle of the thing that hurt, and it was a shape of a. It was one, and the head of it was a shape of a heart,
No.
so it could fit your butt.
That's so sad. You like leave.
But that's why it was so scary because it was like so sinister. It was like
Yeah.
made for this.
Like, ah!
It's gonna hurt more because it was made. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But as a kid, half of the punishment was the terror, the psychological shit.
the warfare.
You have to wait for the spanking. You have to wait for your dad to get home.
Oh.
Worse than the spanking. You're like, just get home and get it over with.
It is worse. My dad was a drummer, so he used drumsticks.
He goes around and he's warming up. He's just sitting over there tapping away. He's like taking his time before he gets to spank. He's just tapping away. And you're just like,
Yes, that's so stupid. But yes, no, and that sounds harsh, but it wasn't. They did
yeah, I was
not
gonna
hit
say
hard.
it's not something it wasn't a bad part of my childhood. I'm glad it
You,
happened.
and you never got hit too hard.
No.
Spanking.
Speaking
Me
of
neither.
which, this is
Let's
weird thing I
clarify
thought
that.
of. There was a point when we just stopped getting spankings. I was like 14, and I was like, why did the spankings stop? I think they just stopped caring about punishing us, which
Yeah.
I don't blame them. But it was funny because I was right at that age when I cared about right and wrong and consequences.
justice.
Like, I wasn't so little anymore.
Yeah, fairness.
But then I was like, I deserve spankings. They should spank me. So it's like conflicting. I think I should have been spanked more than I was.
Really?
Yeah.
I got spanked probably as much as I deserved, which was a lot. I was super bad. I was really bad.
I remember hearing some stories about it.
No, so I've always been very justice oriented, especially growing up.
I already know the story, but go ahead.
It's always been with me, is it fair or not? And if it's not fair, I will fight for it. And then fighting for justice when you're wrong is bad. So that's also punishable. So I would compound spankings like accruing interest in like a mutual fund. I had a lot of spankings. I had a great stock in that market. Yeah, I remember I'm trying to think of the last time I got spanked. I know when it was, and it was because I was being a straight up bad person to my mom. Like I was being legit bad, and I was like 14. I was way too old for spankings. I hadn't had them in maybe 4 years, and I remember I got spanked, and I was like, I'm 14, and I like laughed, and then that made her really mad, and then I got spanked more.
What'd you laugh at?
My mom.
Well, what did she do?
She spanked me. I was like 14. I was like, I'm 14.
Oh, you laughed because
I laughed because she spanked me. And that, I remember specifically being like, I deserve that. But it hurt. That one hurt. I was like, wow, Mom, didn't know you had that in you, but I deserved it.
That's funny.
Yeah. That was the last time I got spanked. And I remember it because it was like 4 years in between because I think they stopped when I was like 10 or so.
Really?
I started getting grounded more.
Yeah, it's true. At some point, they just have to stop.
Yeah. I was
spanking,
constantly grounded
they
though.
Go to groundings.
I was constantly grounded. I was all the time grounded.
I'll get back to you, but at one point, yeah, it was 3. At one point, I was grounded 3 months out of a year.
That's okay.
Well, it was a combination, but what was your record or whatever?
I don't want to downplay that, but that was a usual grounding for me. I'm pretty sure I had at least 5 3-month groundings.
Like as a punishment, like you're grounded for 3 months, you're grounded for 5, something like that.
There was once I was probably grounded 9 months out of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, I was super bad. I didn't care. I was like,
dude, the girls must be loving this right now.
I did care, but I cared about justice in the way I thought it was. I think I've told you this too, and I've said it before, and my family knows that this is like the meme in my family now. But like one of my sisters was really good at aggravating, but she was also very good at apologizing and repenting.
Yeah.
So she would aggravate and she'd be wrong. And then I, in my just mind, would be like, I'm going to enact justice myself. And I would enact what I envisioned as a fair response to that. But then I'd get punished because that's not my job. That was my mom or dad's job.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that would alleviate any punishment my sister would get. Because, well, you already punished her yourself, so we can't do it. And I was like, well, I want you guys to do it. If you said you should do it, then do it. But I did it because I didn't think you would. And then I would get punished because I was fighting for that. And so I was like, again, just
mutual interest compounding.
Mutual fun. My mutual fun spanking punishments and groundings. It became groundings.
Here's a good one. How old do you think you were when you got your last, last punishment?
Grounding.
Yeah, I'll say grounding because we did spankings and groundings. I think I was 16. That's my guess.
I think I remember my last fight with my parents, and I guess if you count.
No, so you always get in trouble and you always get in fights and stuff. I was talking, but there's different kinds of punishments in fights. So I was trying to make it specific. Like last time you got spanked, last time you got grounded.
I think punishment kind of evolved from groundings to just. It was still groundings, but I had a lot of freedom when I was 17 because I had my driver's license and I bought my own car and I had a job and all that. And so I was still a bad kid then. And I just wanted to fight my parents and everything. And I remember my last fight was when I was like 17 or 18. And after that, I was just like, wait, I love those people. I don't need to, they can be right and it's okay. And I don't have to have justice. And I don't think I've fought with my parents in a long, long time because they're just like my best friends now. But it is weird. What do you hear? Do you hear something?
You're loud tapping noise.
What tapping? Is it this?
Yeah, what is that?
I'm so sorry. That's my phone. I was doing that
flapping.
nervously.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't see anything, but I hear it flapping.
I was just me being,
Okay.
I'm touching and
That's
messing
all right.
with stuff.
If I knew what it was, I wouldn't be so concerned with it.
I was
I
like-
hear a noise. I just can't see.
My bad.
It's okay.
I got to talking about my past. I'm thinking about, oh man, I'm so anxious. I'm talking about how many times I got punished. It was a lot.
Now I'm scared.
I was a really good kid, but something about hitting like those teen years, like 10 and up. Yeah. Anyways, and I was glad for it. I'm glad I got punished.
Right.
I'm glad that they stayed with it because golly, I needed it. I needed some humility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your worst punishment you ever got was grounded for 3 months. Was that grounded from everything?
Well, I wasn't grounded for 3 months. I was grounded for like 1 month or 2 months. I'm saying a combination of in the course of a year.
Yeah.
What was the question? Was there a different question?
I didn't know if were your groundings like pertaining to one thing. Like I was grounded from video games a lot.
Oh, well, the 2 month was video games, television, can't leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the proper grounding, not grounding today. When you go to your room and enjoy all the things that you want,
Yeah.
which is defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Go live your life like you're going to anyway.
Yeah. I'm interested. I've always been curious about punishment and how that should work and like what works and
That
what doesn't.
Would be a good
Because some
topic.
kids just need it. Like, but I don't know what like once you set a precedent and you don't punish appropriately, like how does one fix that? That's such a
I
crazy
don't know,
thing for me.
but that's a good topic for another time.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
Yeah, we should write that down. Or you have a list.
yeah, I'll write it down.
Okay.
I'll write it down after. I'm sure we'll listen to this again and write it down. Hey, we're at 52 minutes. Let's play the game.
Oh,
Are you done talking about childhood? We really enjoyed that.
I would like to talk more, but I can do either. Let me ask you this though: is your throat bothering you enough to not do it, or
The game?
yeah?
It's sore, but I got this guy.
I don't have any questions, so I guess I was expecting you to gargle for some reason. But even though that's not possible.
I would have loved, but just
spray.
like, and just like start choking instantly. All right, I'm gonna fix this. Sit like an appropriate man.
Yeah.
You want to play a game?
Yeah. Let's
do
play.
it.
Let's play yesterday's game. Let's sit up, like, get closer to the table like this.
All right. Now the question is, do we want to re-roll the dice and play
Closer.
it appropriately? Because my mom clarified the rules for us.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better on camera.
Tell me, is this good?
You were being comfortable the whole time. I have to sit up here because I have to switch the camera. I can't lay back and do this. So,
Am I good right here?
uh,
More this way?
toward me. Sorry, I'm the one pointing at.
Okay.
That's better.
All
Okay.
right.
So I think the game stuff is over here. What we need are.
So what we were supposed to do,
dice.
my mom clarified this for us. The intent was that we both read the same scene with one accent.
Or voice, whatever.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a scene. It could just be like a
Just
couple lines.
Yeah,
from that
yeah. That's
scene.
more. That's okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we'll both do the same one.
So we roll the dice first.
Yes.
To pick the scene.
Yes, and we'll.
Can I roll it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is when I'd switch to the third camera and have one. This is new.
Yeah. I'm excited again.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna tell people the voices on this thing so we have more context. We've got Morgan Freeman. We did that one.
Kind of.
We have Optimus Prime, the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter, James Earl Jones. I'm excited about that. Matt McConaughey, Patrick Warburton, and Christopher Walken.
If I get the Sorting Hat, I'm gonna do Bill Nye. I don't know who voiced the hat.
Bill Nye?
Bill Nye. No, Bill Nye. I don't know how to say his name, but he's what's his name?
Like
the Dutchman.
Oh, okay,
Him.
yeah.
He sounds like the hat guy. I don't know if it's him though. He also played another character in Harry Potter.
Jack
Anyway.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, do that.
Wild card. This is not a script at all.
What is it?
Pick a movie from the list below and quote a line from it using the voice assigned to you by the roll of the die. So it's just a bunch of movie names.
That's cool.
So Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. We gotta do Harry Potter.
And then you have to guess the name of the movie. And is that
no,
part of it?
It doesn't say that at all.
Oh, we'll just
we
pick a line.
could add that, but we're just literally gonna.
Do you want to roll first?
Yeah,
and we'll do the same.
I would like to
line.
do Harry Potter. Any Harry Potter movie.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Okay.
we'll do that, and then you decide the line. And we'll both do the same line.
And then we'll. Oh, actually, can you do this? Can you try to scuff the scoreboard to make it? This way, we can actually do several takes and get actual scores. Yeah. This would be fun to have an audience judge, like a quick poll, like 1,000 people watching, and then just tallies up. Like he won, and that'd be awesome.
There's like things you can do on YouTube to like set up like.
If we did this live though, that'd be like an awesome thing to do.
That'd be
Okay,
so cool.
Harry Potter.
One day.
I didn't roll. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, roll it.
Hit it on the keyboard.
Yeah, switches the camera.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. What are we gonna say from Harry Potter?
Well, you roll
Harry
first.
Potter.
Let's see what you got.
No, we do the same one. Remember?
Oh shoot, you're right.
Yeah. So pick a
Okay.
line from Harry Potter. We both have to do it and see who does it better. I gotta get character.
How about Tom Riddle is my past, present, and future?
Okay.
Since I know quote stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You can go first.
Tom Riddle is my past, my present, and my future. I want to do it again.
Okay, you get one redo. You're competing here.
Warm up.
Tickle.
Tom Riddle is my past, my present, and my future.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I'm trying to remember what that sounded like so I can judge later.
Yeah.
Tom Riddle is my past, my present, and my future.
Dang, we both. It's yours is like you have a sort of rumble that's better than my bass rumble, but I feel like.
But which one was better?
Do you want to do another redo? Because I got 2 redos. That's the rules.
I'm just going to submit that one.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and vote
I'll
for
do my
myself.
All right, you get it.
I do?
I'll vote it for you.
This is kind of awkward voting on ourselves. Like every game, we're just like, me, I won. Oh, okay.
I think we both are objective enough. We can. All right. I'm going to do another.
Another character from the same movie or a different movie? What's going on now?
Let's roll the die again. We'll just do it. We'll just keep going.
No. Let's stay on this wild card. There's so many quotes
Okay.
in here.
I'll do the next guy
Okay,
then.
let's
All
do
right.
a character, another line. Okay.
Optimus Prime.
All right.
We're going to do Optimus Prime.
We're doing it. Okay.
Optimus Prime.
Let me go through here. All right. Forrest Gump is great.
Yeah, Forrest Gump?
Yeah, but I'm taking a line in my head. This is
Okay.
fun for me.
Yeah, do it.
I brush his teeth and comb his hair every day. He's so smart, Jenny.
Okay.
I brush his teeth and I comb his hair every day. He's so smart, Jenny. In Peter Cullen's voice.
Oh, golly. I don't know if I remember
It's
the
an
line. You
emotional
started.
scene.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. You started.
so funny.
It is funny. Optimus Prime. Okay, go ahead. I just was. I'm sorry.
Okay, you want it in your own freaking time.
Okay. Go ahead.
I brush his hair. I brush his hair and I comb his teeth every day. He's so smart, Jenny.
That was good.
Stupid.
Yeah. All right.
I comb his hair. I messed it up, but whatever.
That's okay.
Hey.
I brush his hair. I comb his teeth every day.
I did it too.
Wait, what did you say? Okay,
That's what
is the
I
line?
said. I mixed it up just like that. Okay, so I brushed his hair and I comb his teeth. Whatever.
Okay, what we
He's so
actually
smart, Jenny. Are you gonna start? You can start.
I'll
if
just
you
do.
want.
I'll do.
Okay.
So smart, Jay.
Comb his hair and I brush his teeth every day. He's
I
so
comb his hair and I brush his teeth every day. He's so smart, Jenny.
That was better. Also,
I'm not great at his voice, but
I don't know how I did.
I brush his
You were
hair.
fine.
I think you win. I'm giving
Okay.
you my tally mark.
I realized I knew that wasn't the whole quote. I remember what it was missing though.
What is it?
Brush his hair, comb his teeth I brush his teeth, comb his hair every day, and every night we read a book. He's so smart, Jenny.
Yeah. And every night we read a book.
And every night we read a book.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah, I did the book line better. Can I get a point for reading that second line best? Yeah. What's your vote?
Oh, you know what? I don't care. You take it.
I want it. I think
you want it more, so you can have it. How about that?
Thanks.
It's about who wants it.
I think I was the best.
All right, you. I wish we could roll.
I'm picking
for
a movie.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, you roll that. I'm gonna pick the movie in the line.
Well, I don't think you can pick the line. You can definitely pick the movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll while you're looking at that. Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah. Pick a movie so I can help you with the quote.
I shall. We're gonna do Mean Girls.
I don't know any quotes from that movie. So
I'm gonna give you a quote.
Okay. You may as well just say it in his voice right now.
Oh my God, you can't ask why people are white.
Okay.
Okay. I don't remember if that's exactly how the line goes, but
that's what we're doing. That's a fun one, dude.
Okay, so Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start. Oh my God, you can't just ask why people are white.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Shut up. You ruined it.
All right, your turn.
All right. You can't just ask why people are white.
That's pretty good.
Is that
too.
all it was?
That's pretty good
quote?
too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was enraptured by yours though. I want to give that.
I'm giving it to me too.
Okay.
Your turn.
Yeah, you roll. I'll pick.
I'll roll again. Do you want to do Morgan Freeman again? And roll on Morgan Freeman.
No, let's do another one.
Okay.
We already did that.
Morgan Freeman again. Maybe it's Destiny. I don't want to do it though. I'm going to do it one more time.
Okay.
One more time. James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Avatar. You know so many quotes. Which one do you want? Which quote do you want to do? This should be our last one.
All right. This will be our last one. And I think the quote should be there. Community service. Now do your service and serve. Or now do your avatar duty and serve the community.
That's a long one. How's that go?
I think it's
Because
there. Community service. Now do your duty and serve our community. I don't think that's exactly how it goes, but I like that line for James Earl Jones.
I just don't know.
I'll do a different one.
Yeah,
That's fine. Okay.
There's so
Let me think
many. There is no war in Bossing. Say it's not long enough.
No. There's so many things to pick from. How about this? There, community service.
That's too short.
Okay.
I'm being
I'll
picky,
think a
probably.
little bit longer.
I'm thinking of all
Always
the
acting so
yelling
surprised to see
lines
me.
that James Earl Jones. I don't know how you could even do it, but whatever.
How come I'm so bad at being good?
Okay, I can't do James
How
Earl
come
Jones,
I'm
so I give up.
bad
All
at
right,
being
just,
good?
just do it.
All right.
James Earl Jones.
How come I'm so bad at being good?
See, that wasn't awful. At least I kind of knew what you were doing.
How come? How come?
All right.
How come I'm so bad at being good?
That's pretty good. I'm gonna do it one more time.
You won't get to redo.
Yeah, we get one redo. That's on the rules.
But you already submitted yours, I thought. All right, whatever. You can go again if you want.
Okay, no, that's all right.
I'm fine with mine. You can go again.
Yours was good. That's why I wanted to do it again.
Give me a point, and what is it?
How come I'm so bad at being good? All right, you get a point. I'm giving you both of them. You win.
What's the points?
You are the winner, and it is 5-3.
5. Where did? Oh, we both got points.
We both
at some
get a
point.
vote.
Okay.
We all get a vote.
We really need someone else to pick for us, but
Nah, I think we did a good job. I think you're better all around, and I killed Christopher Walken like I always do. All right, we're at an hour and 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
I am fine with talking, but I'm also hungry. But hour 3 is a good run time considering yesterday was 105.
Yes, it was 105 something. This is really
It's a good stopping point.
it is a good
Okay.
stopping point. I enjoyed talking about childhood. Maybe we'll do it again.
I'm gonna upload this right away, but like we said, we're planning to do this every week, but it's not consistent as far as when we do it. So who knows when we'll be back? But hopefully we fix the cameras a little bit. And
Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm gonna kiss you on the lips now. So thanks again.
yeah, this was fun. We probably should talk about childhood again though. There's so much left.
There's a lot.
There's
that
so
we
much
missed.
untouched.
So much untouched.
Anyway,
We're not gonna overanalyze that statement. We're just gonna leave. I love you guys.
All
Thanks
right,
for listening.
Thanks for watching or listening. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We'll see ya.
See you later.